Hello and welcome. We are taking this opportunity to bring to you the world's first e-teacher, Dynamind. This presentation will give you a fundamental differentiator of Dynamind from the rest of the products in e-learning space. Dynamind is designed to work with the strengths and weaknesses of each and every individual. In this presentation, we will examine how Dynamind's one-to-one training maximizes the training outcome for any individual or a group. Dynamind is developed on a unique bio-inspired computing paradigm. Its core architecture resembles the way information is processed in the human brain. It uses unique algorithms developed using artificial intelligence and artificial neural networking to provide a highly personalized and customized learning experience to each and every user. The last 50 years has seen phenomenal work in the field of education and learning. Some of the most famous theories are listed. We will, one by one, examine each theory and try to find out their common core. Here we have Edgar Dale's famous cone of learning. It shows what happens when you expose a learner to various forms of learning content and activity. Results are tabulated in the form of percentage retention after 15 days of exposure to a process of learning. From this, it is obvious that simply reading text is the most inefficient form of learning. The maximum effective course of action is where a person gets keenly involved in the learning process, or the degree of learning is directly proportional to the level of the engagement of the learner. The degree of learner engagement at any stage of the learning process can be tested by checking the capability of the development of the learner. Bloom's taxonomy simply states that a learner's capability is tested least in the knowledge domain. As we move up from knowledge to understanding, application, analysis, synthesis, and finally to evaluation, we increase the degree to which a learner's capability is tested. In other words, we can simply check the degree of learning or learner engagement process by varying the testing procedure. Maximum learning or learner engagement is when a learner is successfully tested at the highest level, or the degree of learning is directly proportional to the level of the engagement of the learner. Howard Gardner, in a series of famous experiments, concluded that every learner has a preferred style of learning which is based on an individual's dominant intelligence. The maximum impact is created when learning is customized, as per the dominant intelligence of the learner. This happens because such customized learning engages the learner better, or the degree of learning is directly proportional to the level of the engagement of the learner. In 1984, Benjamin Bloom published his research which stated that if we provide one dedicated trainer to one trainee, then a 50 percentile learner can move over to 98 percentile. This happens because a dedicated trainer engages the learner to the maximum during the learning process. He termed this a 2 sigma problem because he could see no way by which every learner could be provided with a dedicated teacher or a trainer. Or the degree of learning is directly proportional to the level of the engagement of the learner. Ultimately, all research led to one and only one fact. Learner engagement is crucial in the transfer of learning. If learner engagement is so important, then it is worthwhile to understand. How does engagement in learning affect human beings? The answer is that engagement during learning directly affects our brain. Let us take a closer look. Our brain has specific sensory areas which respond in a definite manner to the received signals. Learning and knowledge are nothing but the chemical and electromagnetic response of our neurons to these signals. Research indicates that the degree of learning is in direct proportion to the number of synapses and strength of the chemical called myelin, which builds up during the process of learning. This implies that the degree of learner engagement directly affects brain cells. The greater the learner engagement, the greater the positive change the learner's brain will go through. Finally, the issue, therefore, in any learning scenario is to devise strategies to increase learner engagement. Learner engagement in any learning environment, such as normal classrooms or other forms of learning scenarios, typically follows a four-step process. A. Exposure to learning material. It could be in the form of text, audio, video, or any combination. Edgar Dale's cone of learning provides insights to maximize learning at this step. Good quality content is the key. B. Measurement of learning. Bloom's taxonomy provides insights in designing better measurement strategy. C. Feedback. This is one of the most important steps. Feedback should be timely and continuous. Bloom's 2 Sigma results highlights the importance of this step. D. Remedial step. Another very important step. This is totally dependent on the feedback received. Bloom's 2 Sigma results again highlights the importance of this step. You will notice that this cycle is followed almost in any effective training or learning scenario, including corporate training, kids education, skill-based training, etc. The quality of learning depends on the efficiency of this learning cycle. Inefficient cycles are those where either the above 4 steps are not completed or completed with built-in inefficiency. Highly efficient cycles are the ones where the 4 steps are followed as closely as possible. The feedback and remedial steps will have no value if measurement is not done immediately after delivering learning material. Hence, closely spacing the 4 steps by forming small cycles is ideal. However, it is not humanly possible to have such microcycles for large numbers of learners by a single trainer. Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligence and Bloom's 2 Sigma research very clearly indicate that the 4-step learning process should be designed differently for each learner. It is because each learner has different initial intelligence, strengths, and weaknesses. Dynamind from I2K Solutions provides a platform to choose the best and relevant content. It picks up additional relevant content from the internet using a built-in utility called ZenMaster. It creates a collaborative environment for active learning by using another built-in utility called ZenStar. Dynamind continuously measures the effectiveness of learning for each and every learner. Learner-specific measurement provides a basis for the generation of specific feedbacks. Each learner feedback is followed with targeted remedial steps. Dynamind is designed to maximize the learner engagement. It does so by creating customized cycles of learner engagement after the initial cycle is run through. Dynamind, thus, is the only and most effective in one-to-one learning. Dynamind has 3 important components which addresses each of the specific tasks mentioned in the 4-step learner engagement cycle. eTeacher works all throughout the 4 steps of learner engagement. Its focus is always the individual. eTeacher notices the strengths and weaknesses of the learner and helps in customizing the 4-step learner engagement cycle. ZenMaster is a utility that harnesses Dynamind with the power of resources on the internet. Crawlers keep scanning the internet for relevant information for the learner, and makes it available within Dynamind so the learner doesn't waste time with needless surfing. ZenStar is the People's Intelligence Manager. It oversees the collective learning and passes this wisdom to the learner. Study Desk is the interface where a learner comes to learn from Dynamind. Work Desk is the interface where Dynamind learns from the expert. This learning then can be scaled to any number of learners. Admin Interface manages all administrative tasks. Content Interface is used to create content for the offering. We welcome you to participate in the Dynamind revolution. You can visit our website at www.i2k.in for further details, or email us at sales@i2k.in.